Hi guys, it's Ben again from Nerf Mods for Dummies, and today we're going to be doing a spring modification on the Zombie Strike. What's it called again? Crossbow, bow strike, whatever it's called. I can't honestly remember. And this is going to be the first time I've ever done one of these, so we're going for a journey together on this one. This, by memory, was one of the first Zombie Strike blasters to come out. It holds 4 darts in the front, priming handle there, with a bow that's for decoration only. One prime shot. Smart AR system, fires it from top to bottom depending on what dart you got lined in. Let's see if we can get this off. I think you got to force the bow arms off like that, which was just pushing it and it came straight out. And then we can move that aside and start looking at screws. I've got a 7.5 kilo spring that's made for a strong arm or fire strike, which fits into this. Now this spring I got from a new supplier. His name's Australian Nerf Turf. I'll put a link in the description for his springs. He does ship internationally. And he actually gave me this blaster as well to do this review on and to try his spring out in it. So I'm going to make a YouTube video out of it as well. So that was Australian Nerf Turf, and I'll put his name and description in the box. Only because he gave me the blaster and spring. There are other companies out there that make these springs, but I'm not going to promote them because it wouldn't be fair on him for giving me all this stuff. Okay, so we're going to start with the springs. It is, as always, deprimed, and start taking out all the screws. This is still never been opened, and like I said, I've never opened one of these before, so I'm in for a bit of a surprise too. I haven't even googled the image, so I don't know what I'm going to be opening up to. As always, these mods I do, you only require a couple of screwdrivers, or if you're not worried about stripping screws too much, you can just use one. Yeah, Australian Nerf Turf does sell blasters and springs online. He is based here in Brisbane. So he's gave me a few blasters to try and some springs to put in them. Which I'll probably be giving these away locally. But I have built a prize that's going to be done for 500 followers giveaway. And that will have one of his springs in it as well. It's going to be a brassed fire strike with holster, with custom holster. So keep your eyes out for that. And when I hit 500 subscribers, I'll be starting up the competition for it. And that will be open worldwide competition. So if you want a 7.5 kilo fire strike with holster, and I have to check it out, I think it's 12 centimeter brass barrel. Yeah, I made that when I had a bit of spare time, and that's going to be, I'll do up a video for the contest when I hit 500. I have had emails too about Patreon accounts. Honestly, I have not set one up. I do these videos to help people out. I'm not after anything out of it. I just want to do this to help people, and by getting help by people like Mike from Australian Nerf Turf does help me out because I don't have to worry about purchasing blasters and reselling them to try to make my money back. So as long as my videos don't cost me nothing to make, I'm not going to ask anything for them to be made. I'm not going to ask anything for people to view them. So let's just try. Not yet. So this one is a learning experience for me too. And there will be a springy attachment point there. Like I said, I won't say who else sells these springs, but if you go to my other videos, you'll see in the descriptions. But he was good enough to give it all to me, so I'm not going to start linking his competition. Let's try and get this thing apart. There we go. Starting to. There we go, a bit more. more. So I'm waiting for bits to start flying out because I've got no idea what's in the other side of this shell. Come on. Don't explode on me, otherwise I'm going to have to Google the image to see how to put it back together. There's something stopping it. Must be that screw. That one. It's one of those shells that doesn't like to come apart. So with these videos too, if there's anything you would like to see, just send me a message and see what I can do. Alright, so I'm taking the shell off, all the screws are still intact. The springy part has stayed in place, and to me this looks very simple. The smart AR system here, which the air gets pumped in. Whichever AR is open, that's where the air will go, so 1, 2, 3 or 4. By the time you get down to the last, to tubes 3 and 4, it won't be as powerful as tubes 1 and 2 because they've got the direct air straight from there into there, it doesn't have to travel and move. But saying that, you won't lose a lot of power. Priming system is very, very simple, just straight pull back, which should lift straight out. Very easy. Okay, and that's a very small spring. So what I'm going to do with that is I'll try to, because I'm not going to keep this spring, because it is just scrap, I am going to bend it out of place. If you're not going to keep your stock spring, you can do the same. By bending it out like this, it means it'll come off the plunger rod easier. Ah, even easier. Bingo. See, you learned something new today. So did I. Okay, so slot the new one in. It's got little nubs on the end, so you're going to have to wind the stronger screw. Stronger spring, not screw. Put it in and set it over the end where the plunger is. That is a good bedding there for the rubber, so I don't think it needs to be greased or packed out or anything because it's wider than the plunger diameter already. So it's probably because of the smart AR and it needs as much air in as possible. So these just came apart, so we'll just push that back in. I'm not sure if it's supposed to have a screw in it, but mine didn't. But what I will do, I'm going to pause it and put a screw in there because of having an upgraded spring. Right, back again, I just pulled a spring out of my toolbox, screw out of my toolbox, just to hold it in place because it is double the strength of the original spring. Things are greasy now. The catch is a good solid catch, so I think it's going to handle this spring really well. Right, so that's going that way. It's getting in the way. Get that up. Just lift it up a little bit, slide straight in. And everything sits inside its bedding there, which is really, really good fitting. This little part here has got to sit inside the slide that's there. You can see there's a little slide channel that the priming bar sits in. If you want to, for design purposes, I've just noticed that this is removable. You can take that out and have a see-through handle. I'll leave that in place. But if you want to customize it, that's something you can do. So new springs in place. Everything's bedded in properly, and let's close it up. This is a really easy one. A lot of empty space in this. So we'll screw back up again. So I've got greasy hands now because of touching the O-ring. Oh, that's too greasy now. Tightening it. And once again, if there's anything you want to see or any changes you want to see with these videos, just leave a comment. I have had a mixed review on people when I'm screwing these back up together. Some people want to see it, all the screws removed and get straight into the video. Some people like it to happen in real time so they can work along with it and they don't have to pause it, come back, pause it, come back. Which I know I find that annoying personally as well. So I'm going to keep going with the current format because I said it is pretty mixed. I think at the moment more people prefer real time than the stop start. And once again, this was donated to me from Mike from Australian Nerf Turf, the spring end blaster. Which I'll do a link to his Facebook, which he does all his, you'll have all his other links on that page as well. And this was his strong arm / fire strike spring, which is 7.5 kilos. Crazy hands. Okay, I think that's them all. Let's put these. Oh, see? Look what happens when you don't watch what you're doing. I've got the rubber cord caught in the shell. Let's get that fixed. Drac never does that. He never makes those mistakes. Oh well, there we go. Fixed. Nice and easy. Undo one screw and it's all good again. Okay, so let's put it around the right way. And where does it sit there? Click, click. Hold on, that's not clicked in properly. Oh, that catch isn't liking the 7 kilo spring. Probably because it's a little bit harder than the stock one. You can buy it from other places. Okay. I am going to pause it this time, undo it, and let's have a look at what the problem would be. Okay, sorry I didn't bother boring you with me opening it up and putting it back together again. The catch came out of place, so that's all it was on this. So let's light up some darts on him. So it's just a catch spring moved out of its bedding, which I didn't check that before I resealed it, which is, yep, mistake. Let's go, you got on camera. It's nice and firm this time with the extra spring in it. You hear that bouncing off the wall, which is about 3 meters away. A little bit of air, push that out. Hear it again. Oh, on camera, on camera. Just the bow arms are getting in the way of my camera. And again. Lucky number 4. Doesn't sound like much of a power drop going through the smart AR system on this either. That one did. It's probably a dodgy dart. But anyway, that's the Nerf Zombie Strike bow, which honestly I can't remember the name of the bow at the moment. Thanks again to Mike from Australian Nerf Turf for donating it to me to use in this video. Thanks. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos, and see you again soon.